One of my first manifestation stories is so powerful. I wanted to share it with you guys, and I hope you find it inspiring. I moved to Brazil to be a missionary. And after I had been to Brazil for about a year, I had someone send down a box of books. It was expensive to ship. It was heavy, but it was books that from my study in the United States. And I wanted to have them for my office and my study in my apartment in Brazil. And when that box came, I opened it up and began to unpack it. And in that box was a couple journals. And one of the journals I opened up after having been in Brazil for a year, and there was a previous exercise I had done where someone had challenged me in a book or a course to write out what the perfect day or the perfect week, the perfect life looked like. If money was no object, how would you be living? How would you be spending your days? And what I had written inside of that book is that I would be living in a foreign country, that I would be living near the beach, but not at the beach. I wanted to be close enough that I could go and enjoy it on a quick drive on a weekend, but not live right next to it so that I got used to it. I was scared of getting acclimated to it. And I didn't want that. I said I would be serving young people. I would be working with youth. And I said that I would have, now this was money, it was no object. And at the time I was really into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and grappling and MMA. And I said I would have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor that was just all mine, kind of a private one-on-one coach. And so those were some of the big highlights of what my ideal day would look like, my ideal life would look like if money was no object. Live in a foreign country, near a beach, have a private Jiu-Jitsu instructor, and be working with youth. At the time that I opened this journal, some years later, living in Brazil, I am living a couple hours from the beach. I'm living in a foreign country, obviously. I'm working with youth. I ended up opening 2 orphanages in the country of Brazil. And I belong to a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy. It was not far from my house. And the instructor got there like at 6 in the morning and didn't go home till like 10 at night. Now, there were scheduled classes. There was one that ran like around lunchtime, and then there was like a 6 p.m. class, and then like an 8 p.m. class. So there was 3 classes that ran throughout the day. But in between classes, he was always there, and I could pop in at any time, and he would train with me at any given time that I had free. And there was a lot of times I would show up, and he even had kind of a mat or a cot off to the side. He would just be in there taking a nap, and I would show up, and he would see me and kind of nod. My Portuguese wasn't that great at the time. And he would just roll off of the cot and put his gi top on. We would start training. So in some way, I kind of had that private jiu-jitsu instructor, but it was fascinating to me to open this journal up and to see this exercise I had done years previously, and to see that all of it had manifested in some way, shape, or form almost identical to how I described. What are you believing for? What does your ideal day or week look like? I'd like to read about it in the comments.